Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we dive into crucial part of our article app, the local data source for managing article and tags using Dart. Let's get started. Okay, we are going to build an abstract class for our article local data source, which lays out the blueprint for managing articles and tags locally using shared preference. Let's try to implement it. Going to be abstract class. That name is going to be article local. And what we are going to do is first we have create our abstract class, and we are going to declare a various methods for our catching and retrieving articles and tags. That's what we are going to do. Okay, let's retrieve tag. To do that, let's create a future. When we try to retrieve it, we are going to accept list of tag, list of tags that we are going to expect when we are calling this thing, and we didn't pass any kind of parameter. The next thing we need to do is catch tags. To catch tags, we didn't expect anything. It's going to be void and catch tags. And what we are going to pass it, we are going to pass a list of tag model. To our shape reference. Then is something list. Oh, that's to bracket, yeah. And let's call it tags. We are going to pass a list of tags. Then what we are going to do, we need to retrieve get article and get articles. For get article, it's going to be article model. Article model is get article. What we are going to pass to get our article, we are going to pass an ID. It's going to be string of article ID. To get articles, let's create list of article model, and let's call it get articles, and we don't need anything to pass it. Then we are going to catch our article. How we are going to catch it? Let's create a future void. Going to catch article. For catch article, we are going to pass our article model, and let's call it article. For catch articles, we are going to accept void and catched articles. What we are going to pass list of article model. List of article model. Let's call this thing articles. Articles. Yeah, that's what we are going to call it. Then we are going to create another method for delete article. That thing is going to accept void, and we are going to delete article. What we are going to pass string of ID, string of ID. That's all we need to delete it. Then we are going to get a bookmark, add bookmark, and remove bookmark. To do that, let's create a feature of list of articles to get a bookmark. from our article feature, what we are going to expect, list of article model that we are going to expect, and we are going to pass something get book mark from article. What we are going to pass, don't need anything to pass because we try to retrieve it, list of articles. Then we need to add a bookmark. That is going to be void, and we are going to add to bookmark, and we are going to pass our article model. Let's go article. The last thing we need to build is like remove from bookmark. To do that, feature, what we are going to expect, we are going to expect article model, and we are going to remove bookmark. We are going to remove from bookmark, and we are going to pass bookmark ID, string of bookmark ID. That's what we need to pass it. Okay. Then what we need to do, we need to implement each classes or each method. Then let's create a class. That name is going to be article local implement, and we are going to implement this our article local. That's how we are going to implement it. And let's import every missing overrides. Then we are going to implement those things. That's great. The first thing we need to implement is going to be okay. Let's kick things off by giving a brief overview of the key methods in our article local implementation. We'll go through each method and highlight how they function and managing our article end tag. The first thing we need to build is catch article. Catch articles, like it's kind of a list of articles. How we are going to catch articles? First, the article first step, like catch articles method. This method take a list of articles, convert them into a JSON string. The first thing we need to do is like we need to change this list of articles and change it into JSON, or let's call it encoded into JSON. Then we are going to store it in our shared preference. This is how we sure that our article persists even when the app is closed. This process look like this, like we are going to change list to JSON, then save it into local data sources. That's what we are going to implement it for catch articles. Here is our catch articles. To catch articles is going to be asynchronous. And what we are going to do, the first thing we need to do is like decode it. Not decoded, encoded. Final JSON encoded, JSON encoded, and JSON encode our articles. At this time, like we got the JSON format. Then we are going to store it into our shared preference. To store it into our shared preference, what we are going to do, we need to initialize our shared preference inside here. Final share preference going to be share preference. We need to create a constructor for this thing. After that, we need to initialize our storage for article key. This thing is going to be article. It's not going to be article. Cache article. Cached article. Final. What we are bookmark key. We need to store our bookmark key. Bookmark key is going to be cached bookmark. Bookmark. The last thing we need to initialize this, like we need to store our tag. Tag key. Tag key is going to be cached tagged. Oh my god. Doesn't matter the spell is going to be, but cached tag. And when I try to write it, final is not look like this. Final. Yeah, that's what we are going to store it in that variable. Then let's implement it. Let's finish this thing. To finish this thing, like we need to await our share preference. Share preference, and we are going to set into string. The first thing is our key is going to be article key, and our value is going to be that decoded encoded message. Then JSON encoded, not encoded. Yeah, that's just a string. That's all we need to catch our articles. Okay, then what we are going to do, let's implement our single article. Catch a single article. And we are going to catch a single article. It's going to be asynchronous. Yeah. Now let's look at catch articles. This method is going to be add or update a single article in our catched list. That is the main purpose of this catch article or catching a single article. How we are going to do it? If the article doesn't exist, it's add to the list. That's why the add method is going to help us. Otherwise, if the article is exist, what we are going to do, we are going to replace it. This keep our data up to date and avoid duplication. That is the main purpose of catching single article. And let's try to implement that. Here is our catch article. Here is it. Okay, let's grab our articles and find that article by ID. To do that, let's create final articles. It's going to await. Yeah, await get articles. Articles. Where is get articles? Here is it. We need to get our articles, and we need just one articles or index of articles. Like we need to catch our index of articles. To do that, final article index is going to be articles dot index where, and our element is going to be if that element ID is equal to our article dot ID. That is the value we need to catch it. Then we are going to check something. What we are going to check if that thing is existed or not. If the article is not in the list, we are going to add it. How we are going to do? We are going to check if article index is -1. If that thing is -1, it means like it doesn't exist. We are going to add articles dot add article. We are going to add that article into our articles. Or if that thing is already there, or if already exists, we are going to do is replace it. Else, what we are going to do, we are going to articles of index, not index, article index, if that thing, like article of that index is going to be replaced by articles. We are going to replace by that article. That's what we are going to do. After that, we are going to just catch our articles. That's all we need. We are going to await cached articles, and we are going to pass our article. This article, yeah. Not article, we are stored in here articles. Okay. That is how we are going to catch a single article. And it's going to help us to avoid duplicates. The next thing we need to do is retrieving articles. Retrieving articles. How we are going to retrieve an article? In get articles, we fetch our JSON string from our shared preference. The first thing we need to do is fetch JSON strings from shared preference and decode it back to a list of articles. That's what we are going to do, to retrieve or fetch some data from get articles. If we find the article, we are going to return that thing. Otherwise, we are going to return an empty list. That's what we are going to do when we try to fetch articles. This way, our app can handle cases where no articles have not been cached yet. That is the main purpose of retrieving articles. Let's implement our get articles. Where is get get articles? Of course, we are going to expect a list of articles. It's going to be async. And let's remove this unimplemented thing. Okay. Like I say, the first thing we need to do is fetch something, fetch some data from our shared preference, final JSON encoded. It's going to be shared preference dot get string of an article key. This article key stores all the list of articles. Then after fetching that JSON data, what we are going to do is we are going to decode it and change it into a list of string. How we are going to decode it? If JSON encode is not null, JSON encoded is not null. It means if he got the fetch data, what we are going to do, the first thing is we need to decode it, that encoded data. Final list of dynamic, and we are going to JSON decode, then JSON decoder. Let's call that JSON decoder, and we are going to pass our JSON encoded string. Yeah, that's how we are going to decode it. After that, like after decoding it, we are going to change it into list. We need to change that thing into list. And we are going to change that thing into list. Final. If we are expecting list, let's call it an articles. Our articles is going to be JSON decoded dot map of, let's call this thing map, and article model from JSON. That is how we are going to decode it based on our article model, and this thing is going to be map. And I just missed one thing in here. Before creating map, we need to pass our article model. Yeah, that's how we are going to uh, uh, decoded JSON format into a list. That's how we are going to change it. Means like articles means a list of articles. Oh, we didn't change it into list. We just mapped it out, but change it into list. Yeah, that's how we're going to change it into list. I just miss implementing it. Then we are going to return that list. It's going to be articles. If this thing is only return articles, if this thing, if JSON encoded is not null, what happens if it's null? If it is null, we are going to return empty list. As article model, we are going to follow this thing of empty list. I just missed semicolon. That's how we are going to implement or retrieve data from your preference and change it into list. Okay. And the next thing we need to do is like fetch a single article or retrieve a single article. How we are going to do it? To fetch a single article, we are not going to expect a list. We are going to expect a single article, but we have to pass that article ID. Move on, get article, which retrieve a specific article by its ID. If the article is not found, we throw a catch error that let us gracefully handle error instead of crashing the app. That's all we need to do it. Okay, let's first thing is first. Let's get our articles. How we're going to get these articles. Await to working this await is going to be asynchronous. Await get articles. Here is it. This is our get articles. Then we need to find that article by its ID. To do that, we need to iterate every articles. To do that, we need to create a loop. Final articles in articles. This thing is like we are going to iterate each element is in articles and store it in article. That's just a simple loop. Then we are going to create a condition if our article.id is equal to just an ID. What we are going to do, return article, but I didn't get, oh, it's not just ID. It's going to be article ID. Yeah. If that thing is equal, what we are going to do, we are going to return article. We got like that article. That's all we need. Otherwise, we are going to send them like we didn't get that article, catch exception. That's all we need. Let's return this article. Otherwise, throw const thing. I didn't implement like another thing. We are going to send them server failure for this one. You can remove the const. We don't need it. That's all we need to do. Then what we are going to do, the next thing, we are going to delete an article. This look like getting a single article and try to delete it. Where's delete? D. It's going to be the upper part. See, yeah, here is a delete. It's going to be asynchronous. Let's remove this one and let me tell you how we are going to implement it. Next, we have delete articles, which remove an article by its ID. How we are going to implement it, we are going to filter the existing article to exclude the one we want to delete, then catch article update list. This ensures our storage remains clean and relevant. Let's implement that thing. The first thing we need to do is like get all articles. To do that, final articles is going to be with get articles. We got all articles. After that, we need to filter articles. Final filter articles. Filter article is going to be articles dot index here. Then we need to find that article. Then we are going to check if article.id is not equal to ID. Yeah. What we are going to do, we need to filter and change it to list. That's all we need to do. Wait. We need to update cache articles. But based on this filter if to list. Yeah. Based on this thing, we are going to update our cached articles. That's how we are going to delete an articles from our local data source. The next thing we need to do is get article and catch article. To get article, what we are going to do, we are going to retrieve a list of string for share preference. That's how we are going to do to get article. Yeah, a list of string. We are going to fetch from our share preference. It's going to be look like articles. If you find catch tags, we decoded them into tag model instance. If not, we are going to return an empty list. That's look like getting get an article. Let's implement it. It's going to be asynchronous. The first thing we need to do is like we need to get data from our share preference. To do that, final JSON encoded. It's going to be share preference dot get string. What we are going to accept is going to be tag key. If that thing is available, we can fetch it by this way. After that, we are going to like if that thing is like not empty, we are going to decode it and change it into list. That's what we are going to do. To decode, we need to check if JSON encoded not null. If it's that thing is null, we are going to return an empty list. If it's not null, what we are going to do, we need to decode it. Final, it's going to be list of dynamic and JSON decode is going to be JSON decode. Where is the function of JSON decoder? And we are going to pass JSON encoded. JSON encoded. That's how we are going to decode our encoded JSON format. Then change it into like a list. We need to change it into list. Do that. Final. Let's call it tags because it's a list. To do that, JSON decode dot map. We need to map it out. Our if we got from tags is going to be name. Our name is going to be name. Name is going to be how we're going to decode this thing. Okay, let me change something before this. Let's call tags model. Then tags model name. Name is going to be name and change it into list. That's all we need to do to decode it and change it into list. Then we are going to return if this thing is happened. We are going to return our tags. Otherwise, what we are going to return then is spelling tags. What happened to this one? Oh, we are going to return inside this if statement. That's my bad. Otherwise, we are going to return just an empty list. Return tags model with an empty list. That's all we need to do. Then we need to catch our tag and store it into our shape preference. To do that, where is this is get tags. We are going to find catch tag. We need to build our catch tag. Where is C? Yeah, here is it, our catch tag. To catch a tag, what we are going to do, let's remove it first. Yeah, okay. In catch tag, like we convert our tag into JSON string and save them just like we did in the article. Please keep our tag available for use wherever needed, enhancing user experience. Okay, to do that, the first thing we need to do is like we need to convert tag into JSON. Okay, we need to store or we need to encode it. Let's create final JSON encoded. It's going to be JSON encoder. What we are going to pass, we are going to pass our tags dot map of list. It's going to be tag and tag dot name to list. not like this. Yeah, to list. Yeah. And we need to pass in here tags model. Oh, it's not going to be tags model. It's going to be just a string. You need to expect string. Yeah, that's how we are going to encode it. After that, we are going to store it into our share preference. We are going to await shared preference dot set string. The key value is going to be our tag key. And our value is going to be that encoded value. JSON encoded. That's how we are going to catch our tag. And we just need to implement our bookmark article. The first thing we need to do is fetching bookmark, and we are going to add a bookmark, and we are going to remove a bookmark, and that is all, I think. Okay, how we're going to implement our, the first thing we need to do is like get bookmark. This method retrieve a list of user bookmarks. Again, we decode the JSON string back to article model instances, allow user to access their favorite article easily. That's what we are going to do to get a bookmark article. Did I implement it already, this bookmark article? Oh, where is, did it start with G? Yeah, get bookmark. Where is get bookmark? Yeah, here is it. It's going to be asynchronous. To get a bookmark, what we are going to do is we need to encode it and grab some data from our share preference final. JSON encoded is going to be share preference dot get string, and what we are going to get, we are going to fetch it from our share preference bookmark key. Then we are going to check if that thing is not empty. We are going to decode it, that encoded value. If our JSON encoded is not null, what we are going to do, we are going to decode that message. Final list of dynamic, and let's give them a name, JSON decoded, and we are going to call JSON decode function, and what we are going to pass, that encoded value, JSON encoded. After that, we need to change it into list. If that thing is changed into list, let's call it an articles, because it's going to be articles JSON. Okay, JSON decoded dot map. We need to map it out. Let's call this thing map, and let's call article model from JSON, and we are going to pass our map and change it into list. That's all we need to do, and we are going to add in here article model, Yeah, after that we are going to return this article. Return articles. Otherwise, we are going to return an empty list. Return an empty list and to be article model. Yeah, that's how we're going to do get article. Then we need to catch it, catch our bookmark. How we are going to do is going to be asynchronous, and to remove all this thing. Okay, not catch is going to be she. Add to bookmark. How we are going to add to bookmark. Okay, in add bookmark, we are going to check if the article is already in the bookmark. Before adding it, like we need to check it. The same process when you try to add an article. If it's not there, we are going to add it. If it's updated, the entry, then keep the bookmark list accurate and relevant. Yeah, of course. Okay, it means like when you try to add an article, we are going to find it by its index. If that thing is not there, we are going to add it. If that thing is there, we are going to update it or replace it. Then we are going to cache our bookmark. That's how we are going to implement. To do that, we need to grab our articles. It's going to be articles. Our article is going to await dot get. It's not going to be dot, just get bookmark. After grabbing all articles, what we are going to do, we need to find it, that article by its index. Final article index is going to be articles dot index where. That's how we're going to find it. Then our element is going to be element is going to be if that element dot id is equal to article dot id. It means like we found that thing or that value, we need to add it. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to check it if that thing is available or not. If it's not available, how we are going to check it? Our article index equal to -1. This means it's not available. What we are going to do, we are going to add articles dot add. What we are going to add our article. Yeah, we need to add article. Otherwise, what we are going to do, this article yeah, this article is going to be articles by its index, going to be article of index is going to be our article. That's what we need to do. After that, like we need to just catch a bookmark. Wait, catched bookmark. Catch. That's how to spell catch bookmark. Let me find it. Where's catch bookmark? Catch article. Catch article. Okay. Oh God. I didn't implement our catch. We need to just Okay, let me grab my mind. Do, 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 do. What am I going to implement? We are going to add a bookmark. Okay, let me create another thing for cache bookmark. Like, I think I didn't implement this thing. We need to create another thing. What we are going to expect to catch a bookmark. Okay, we can create a catch bookmark. Okay. I don't think so. Don't. Here is it. Okay. Override it. Oh, we don't need to override. Like, yeah. Let's create just a future value. What's that? There is that. Dun. Future. Wait. Let's catch bookmark. And we are going to pass our list of article model. Let's call it articles and be asynchronous. Then we are going to decode article final. Let's encode. There's an encoder. Our articles. Encoded. Encode. That's all we need to do. Then we are going to await our shared preference dot set string. What we are going to do, we are going to pass for key bookmark. It's string. Our key is going to be bookmark key, and our value is going to be article encoded. JSON encoded. That's all we need to do. Let me catch this thing, and we are going to catch. How am I going to implement it? Here is it. We need to catch bookmark and pass thing. What am I going to implement? Like adding a bookmark. Let's pass our articles. That's all we need to do. And the last thing we need to implement is like remove from our bookmark. It's going to be cleanup. Finally, we are going to remove from bookmark, allow us to delete articles from our bookmark or from our shared preference. We filter out the articles and update the cache. ensure our bookmarks reflect the user preferences. That's what we are going to do to remove our bookmark. Where is remove is going to be our last implementation for this thing. We need to catch our bookmarks. That we need to catch article. Our articles is going to be. We need to await get bookmark. It's going to be asynchronous. After grabbing it, we need to filter it out by its ID. Final filter. Mark. It's going to be articles dot here, and that element is going to be article, and our article is going to be, if that article dot id is not equal to our bookmark id, that's how we are going to filter it, by checking non-equalities. After that, like, we need to catch it. We need to catch our bookmark. We are going to await catch bookmark, and we need to pass our filter bookmark and change it into list. That's how we are going to pass it. Then we are going to return articles dot first where it is going to be article, if that article dot id is equal to our bookmark id. That's how we are going to implement it. I know it's just a lot of code. It's kind of 140 lines. Yeah, and there you have it. We explore each method in our article local data source implementation, show how they work together, managing articles and tags effectively. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dive like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.